Mr Chair, today's debate also, however, makes reference to other political prisoners, and I would like to highlight the current ongoing arbitrary detention of my West Dunbartonshire constituent, Jagtar Singh Johal. Jagtar is a British national arbitrarily detained in India since 2017 on political charges carrying the death penalty, based on a confession extracted under torture. On March the 4th of this year, Jagtar was acquitted of all charges in a case at the District Concessions Court in Moga, Punjab, after the court rejected the allegations against him made by Indian authorities. Prosecutors had 7 years to present credible evidence against Jagtar and failed to do so. However, Jagtar has not been released because he is facing 8 other cases which are essentially duplicates. All are based on the same so-called confession, his name signed on a blank piece of paper after police tortured him with electricity and brought petrol into his cell and threatened to burn him alive. For Jagtar to remain imprisoned after his acquittal, while standing trial in other cases based on the same facts, the same torture confession and the same inadmissible and unreliable witness evidence, would be a mockery of justice. Under the double jeopardy principle, which protects people from being put on trial twice for the same crime, and it's enshrined in both international law and India's constitution, the remaining cases against him should be dropped. Following his acquittal, Jagtar's conditions in prison have deteriorated significantly and he has been placed in a solitary cell. Speaking to the All-Party Parliamentary Group on Arbitrary Detention and Hostage Affairs on the 2nd of April of this year, Jagtar's brother, Gurpreet, said that Jagtar's conditions in prison have deteriorated. He's had his basic privileges taken away and he's isolated in a cell on his own, not allowed to speak to others. As a result, he's feeling mentally tortured. His family report that these more stringent conditions continue to date and are affecting Jagtar mentally. As a result, Jagtar's family are becoming increasingly concerned for his well-being. The UN Working Group on Arbitrary Detention found in May 2022 that under international law, Jagtar's detention is arbitrary. It found that Jagtar's detention lacks any legal basis and that his fair trial rights have been gravely violated. They determined that Jagtar's detention was based on discriminatory grounds owing to his Sikh faith and his status as a human rights defender, and that Jagtar was subject to torture. And the UN called for Jagtar to be immediately released. The UK Government must act now to secure Jagtar's release. This moment in time is a unique opportunity to secure a resolution with the Indian authorities and bring this young British man back to his family in Dumbarton and my home in West Dunbartonshire. Without decisive diplomatic action, he faces being imprisoned for decades while the remaining trials drag on, despite the complete lack of credible evidence against him. Mr Chair, because of my constituent's detention, I joined that APPG on arbitrary detention and hostage affairs, and it is there where I have learned about Jimmy Lai and the other British, UK citizens unlawfully detained across the world, political prisoners, and I implore my government to redouble its efforts in securing the release of Jimmy, of Jagtar, of Ryan and all of our constituents unlawfully detained. Thank you.